Greetings, fellow citizens. So, my Camaro needs an oil change, so we're going to do it. And this is a 6-speed stick, 4-cylinder, base model, nothing special. And as a matter of fact, because the oil and filter for this car costs about 40, I think it was $41, $42, and you can talk a GM dealership into doing a full oil change and rotation for $50. This is really just because I'm kind of out of time, but I'm still going to show you how to do it. It should be pretty simple. This is my first time doing it, 20,000 miles. Obviously not the first time it has been done, but this will be my first time doing it on my own, and we're going to take a look here. So, God. There she is, the beast. And let's turn a light on here. A little dusty. She's never had a bath. So, first thing we're going to have to do is take off this big ass plate that covers everything we need to see. Oh, actually no. There's the filter. And there's the drain plug. Never mind. That's an interesting plug too. Got a Torx inside and a hex head outside. So that's even metal. I'm gonna go take a look, see what size wrench this takes, and we'll dump the oil out. Okay, we're gonna try that again. Now that this is locked in landscape mode, I realized I was probably screwing around with you guys with all that. So it turns out this is a T45 Torx bit, and since I happen to have one, we're going to use it. Oh, dear Jesus God. Fucking dealerships, man. Put these things on with impact tools. I wonder if that's why this thing has a steel oil pan. The smaller Ecotechs have aluminum pans. I wonder how many of those pans the dealerships get to buy for their customers, because their techs putting this fucking stuff on with impacts. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Come on. There we go. This has a spin-on oil filter too, which the 1.4 turbos don't. I don't know if these were designed by separate parts of the company or how all that worked out. I thought they were all done by Opel, but who knows. Anyway, oh, I also took off the filler cap on the top side of the engine. Otherwise, this goes slower and goes glug, glug, glug. We have a decent quantity of oil. That's good, because I haven't checked it in 7,500 miles. Alright, so I'm going to let this drain out, and we'll pop back here in a minute when it's done. But before I let you go, I'm going to show you something crazy. The last Camaro had this too, the 5th gen. These things have ridiculous front suspension. Yeah. They have 2. You see it? 2 lower ball joints. This guy and that guy, and a strut. It's freaky. Alright, that's our drain plug. It's got a little rubber seal on the bottom of it. We're just gonna try and handle the camera and get it back up in here. Zoop. We'll just wipe off the excess as much as possible. And we'll snug that back down with our Torx bit here. These just do not have to be super ultra mega tight because the rubber is what's making the seal, but God, you would never be able to convince a dealer of that, or any oil change place really. They don't want callbacks. So now let's see what the situation is with this oil filter. Let's scoot our pen over a little bit. That's a lot more oil than I'm used to. Okay. Okay. That's just going to spin right off. Glorious. Just don't want to get a handful of oil. God, doing this with the camera is really something. Alright, I'm going to let that do its thing for a minute too. Alright, that's about done doing what it's going to do. And I got the new filter. It's a Delco PF64 with an indecipherable pictogram on it that you can't even see. It's like turn 3/4. 3/4 turn of what? I do not know. Almost lost it. The filters in the 1.4 are so much simpler because you do them from the top. Well, not simpler, but they're less messy. Not so much of this action. You do want to drain as much out of the old filter as you can because this gets landfilled. That's where it goes. You put a dab of oil around the rim here, just to help it spin on easier. You also typically wipe off around the rim here, so that you're sure that doesn't have any contamination on it. And then running out of clean hands. just spin this new feller on. It's a product of USA. They tell me almost half this car is a product of the USA. These spin-on filters go on hand tight because, again, it's the rubber ring what makes the seal. So now that that's on and that's on, we're pretty much done under the car. We have a spectacular quantity of oil. That looks like that's got to be 5 full quarts. So gonna get set up on the top side and you can watch me pour in oil. That'll be super fun. All right. Well, just for S&Gs, I looked up the oil capacity, and this does take 5 full quarts. Five full quarts of the good stuff. Dexos Gen 2. So I'm just gonna dump this whole thing in. All right. So now that that's done, we'll take another quick peek underneath, make sure there's no waterfalls, and there's not. So step 2. I was saying something about step 2. Anyway, while I got you here, that is very silly. The reason that badge is round is because it should have a Cadillac wreath on it. One of these days, I'm gonna go to a junkyard, swap out this valve, this engine cover, so it says what it's supposed to. Also, the front of the engine is right in line with the front axle. It is damn near mid-engine. That's the sort of things you get by buying the base model. So we're gonna hop in here. And start her up. And we're gonna dismiss hood open. And it's gonna be like, you should change the engine oil. So let's turn on the lights because it thinks it's dark in here. And so we're gonna dismiss that. Like so. We're going to go down to the oil life monitor. and I think just hold set. Yes, sir. And while that's running, we'll just double check and make sure we're not leaking anything and that there's no untoward noises. Oh my god, it's reflective. That's amazing. Okay, anyway. I see no drips, therefore this job is complete. What else was I going to tell you? There you are. So, I mentioned that you can just have a GM dealer do this, usually for 50 bucks. So, it costs you $8 more and you get a tire rotation out of it. That would be my recommendation. But you can certainly do it yourself. No biggie. Doesn't look like it lost any oil. It was definitely filling up my 5-quart oil drain pan. And oh god, I don't remember what else I was going to say, so I guess that's going to have to be it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't like and subscribe. There's nothing on this channel. And happy motoring.